Hi guys, what's up? Zax here. Today we are back with Project Cars, and today I decided to cut out the qualifying laps. I thought it was a little bit boring those when I rewatched the video, and it took up quite a bit of time. But here we are for the second season of Formula C, and you can see we qualified on pole for this first race of the season here today at Snetterton. We didn't have a great start there. You can see we dropped down the order a little bit. Couple of cars overtaking there as we run a little bit wide over the grass on the outside, and that lap time is validated. Into the hairpin, going defensive. There's a car down our inside. He tries to push us wide, and he does. He gets past it up into third place. We've dropped to fourth place. We do have that point already for pole position, but obviously if the guy who goes on to win this race does win this race, obviously he will, but yeah, he'll obviously overtake us unless we take that lead back from him later on in this race. But so far, not the greatest of starts in the world to our championship campaign here. This is really it, isn't it? We need to win this championship now. We've had 1 year's experience in it, and it's going to be a pretty boring series if we just try and do this every single season. We got down the inside there. It's a really nice move down the inside there. I do say so myself. Down the inside of the car there. Oh, I forgot to say, guys, also, I am going to hopefully put name tags on for the next race. But I pretty much recorded this episode like right after the last episode or the first episode, so yeah, that's why I haven't put driver names on yet, but I will do that in the next episode, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully. Anyway, I'm into third place now. Obviously this is only a 2-lap race, this first race here at Snetterton, so got to make the most out of it and hopefully take back these cars that we've got in front of us here, which you could say got past us off the start line, really. I mean, one of the guy that's leading obviously got past us off the start-finish line. Off the start, I should say, and the guy in second really just got past us after we ran a little bit wide at turn 1. So really, it's not looking too good for us at this moment here, because we've got 1 lap to overtake 2 cars, and I don't think that's really happened in this career mode so far. Like, no, last lap of the race overtaking 2 cars. I don't know, probably has in those 6 races we've had already, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, up into the hairpin, we're gaining speed on car in second place, braking late into the hairpin. Down the inside, and that is second place. Yeah, you can see he ran a bit wide in the mirrors, and that is up into second place, which is good. Can we close down the leader here to possibly take a win after what I could say has been a pretty bad start to the season with a bad start? But I mean, if we can take the win, I mean, that'd be perfect, wouldn't it? But we're closing it down quite a bit here. On the brakes we close up by a little bit, on the accelerator we close up a little bit, through the turns a little bit. So I do think Snetterton is a track that I've sort of, you know, pretty much got perfect now. I mean, obviously it's never perfect, but you know, I've got it nearly as good as I can do. But I've got to say, guys, it is a track that I actually do enjoy driving. I mean, a lot of people might not because it's quite a twisty track, but I actually really enjoy driving this track. And I think it's just because some of the corners I can get, you know, done a lot better than the AI at this current difficulty level. So maybe that's the reason why I like it, because I'm actually alright at it. But anyway, into the braking in the left here, and then going to the right. Oh, we're getting a bit sideways here, and oh, I think that's probably it there, guys. I mean, if we carry a bit more speed through that turn, we might have been able to go for the attack, but now we're just sort of defending over third place now. Now, building up the speed once again. Can we go around this final corner here and maybe close in, or if he makes a mistake? No, he doesn't make a mistake, but final corner, and now just the speed will build as we go up to the start-finish line here. Project Cars flags on the inside, but head across the start finish line there to pick up second place and the points to go with it, and obviously the point to go with the lap time in qualifying as well. We get that 1 extra point. But anyway, race number 2 is upon us here. You can see it's quite late at night, or the sky's falling. We're going, yeah, you know what I mean. It's got a little bit darker now as it's later on in the day, and the lights are out, and away we go from pole position once again. So we've got 2 poles here in Snetterton, which is good, but this time we need to convert it into a race win. Bit more aggressive into turn 1 this time, keep our speed up, go around the outside, and then go defensive on the inside here, and just don't worry about the cars going around the outside of us here. Just pretty much keep it as tight onto the corner as possible and keep the position there. The car behind us has run off the track there. That isn't very clever whatsoever, and now we've got a bit more of a lead over second place now, but that is a much better start. I mean, our actual starts off the line aren't that great, but we managed to carry the speed through turn 1, gain those positions, and get back into the lead of the race after, as I said, not that great of a start. But now we've got 2.5 laps of just defending this and trying to make sure that we don't go off the track, because you know, you could say, oh boy, straight out in front of it's easiest because you haven't really got anything to do, but it's actually kind of hard to keep the speed up and keep the, I don't know what the right word is, keep the consistency up, I suppose. Keep the consistency up through the lap times. Make sure that you try and go the same sort of speed each lap. Keep up that speed, because if you drop off you can actually make mistakes easier that way. So maybe it's best just to push all the time in situations like this, where we pulled out a bit of a lead on the cars behind us here, and now just got to make sure we bring home those points that we so desperately need for this championship now, because we want to grab every single point this time. And it might mean actually being a bit more aggressive throughout the series as well. So you guys might be seeing more overtakes in this second episode than you did in that first episode. We'll see. I'm expecting we will, because... Oh, no, okay. Well, I just cut myself off mid-sentence there because we locked up, but we didn't quite go off the track there. But yeah, what I was saying, we might see more overtakes. So I'm probably going to have to be a bit more aggressive, especially if the championship is close as we go to Donington at the end of the season. But yeah, you can see there he says we're leading by a second as we head through the first corner there. And yeah, good stuff. Oh man, that same mistake once again, and off track as well. We don't want that, because we want that extra point for a possible fastest lap. So every time we run off the track and get that penalty there, it just takes away the chance of getting that extra point for the championship. I mean, you could say 1 point doesn't really mean anything, but at the end of the season it could mean something. That could be the difference between drawing on points and then going just one clear at the top of the championship. So yeah, it really is quite important to grab every single point we can here, because we want to be going into the last couple of races either in a situation to win the championship or have a decent chance of it, or you know, get something like second or third at least in the championship here, because we can't have a mediocre season like we did last season. And that half spin there would have been worrying if they were a bit closer there, but luckily they weren't, and we just pretty much, you know, lift off the accelerator and just keep going. Gotta say guys, when I sort of first thought about getting in this game, I was like, do I risk it? Because I really didn't think it was going to be that good. I mean, a lot of people came to me saying this game was going to be terrible when I bought it, and I was honestly a little bit worried that it was going to be terrible, because so many people told me it was terrible and they returned it or sold it as soon as they got the game because they just found it terrible. But honestly, except from the AI being pretty rubbish some of the time, I've actually really enjoyed this game. The graphics are good. I just really have enjoyed this game. I didn't expect it. I mean, if I realised it was like this when the game was about to come out, I'd have definitely bought it on day one. But I played this game twice before in the past, you guys know, and it wasn't very good. So they've made big improvements on this game. So yeah, congrats to them, I suppose, but it has took them a long time and quite a lot of delaying release dates for that to be the case. But yeah, it's actually a really good game, and I mean, if you accepted that AI aren't that great at the moment, then you'll enjoy the game. But if you want the AI to be perfect straight away, which I suppose very understandable if you do, because you want to buy like a finished game, don't you? But yeah, the AI aren't quite fixed at the moment, and they're not quite ready, I think, to be really released. Oh, as the car go down the inside, sorry, I'm just rambling on here about Project Cars, but we get overtaken for the lead of the race here. That's not good whatsoever. But to finish that story off quickly, guys, it's definitely worth the look if you can buy it at the right price. But if you see it at like £50–40, not worth it at the moment. But anyway, we're going down the inside, locking up the brakes, squeeze him out wide. I think there's a bit of contact there as we went through the corner. You can see he's run off the track there. That's exactly what I mean about being aggressive. Make sure we don't concede any positions like that throughout this championship and get every single point we can. And that'll be very important towards the end of the season. The extra points for the win here today, and the points we'd have possibly got for second place there. So looking good. I mean, we obviously got the points for pole position as well, or the point for pole position, so still not too bad. I mean, 2 points just for doing fast times in quali isn't too bad, is it? So yeah, that's going to be nice to see at the end of the race as well, those extra points for qualifying. Now, I don't know whether you guys really want to see qualifying or not. I mean, just let me know in the comment section down below. I mean, I honestly found it added like 10 minutes to the video, and it took so much longer to upload. And also I thought it didn't really add a whole amount to the video. But if you want me to, let me know. I always try to make these videos sort of what you guys want to watch, if that makes any sense. So if you want to see qualifying, let me know. If you don't, let me know as well. But anyway, there is the race over. We got 45 points out of a possible 52, I think, from that first sort of event there, so that's pretty good, I'd say. So myself, and yeah, so we're going to the next round here, pretty confident that we can have a good couple of events here. So you can see lots of people in the fan section thing saying well done, good stuff, and all that sort of stuff. Afro for the win. I mean, yes, I mean, I'm doing pretty well. But yeah, honestly, I didn't think I'd have that good a result in the first event of the season, but I'll take it. Very, very good points. That's the most important thing. But yeah, this was another case of me not being able to get a qualifying lap in because I ran wide on my fastest lap and it got the track invalidated or whatever thing. So I started in last place for this first race at Oulton Park. Obviously not ideal whatsoever, not a good position to be starting here in Oulton Park of all tracks really, because it's quite hard to overtake after the first couple of turns when everyone's going slow. You can see off the track there because one of the AI cars going very slowly as we run side by side with another one here. We're going to keep our foot in around the outside, I think we are, but we cut back to the inside. There's a bit of contact as they all Constantine are up and he goes off the track because of it, but there's not really anything I could have done there. I mean, obviously I was expecting just to go through the corner and just keep my foot in, but no, we keep our foot in there. We run him out a little bit wide and get the position there. I mean, in real life you could say he wouldn't have been able to keep his foot on the grass there, but I suppose at the end of the day he did, and he got back past us again there. So now we've got to be really, really careful with these overtakes here, because it could end up with a crash, and we don't want that because there's a possibility of points here if we play our cards right and get our overtakes done at the right points of the track. Now breaking into the quick chicane here, maybe that wasn't a place to overtake. He just floors it. I go across the track and lose a position, or across the grass I should say, and lose a position. He just put his foot down as soon as that happened. I mean, he just turned into the corner whilst I was already down the inside. I'd say it was a racing incident. I'm sure some of you guys will say, oh, it was his fault, it was my fault. But at the end of the day, I think it's just a racing accident. Oh, we make a slight mistake there. That was very lucky that we didn't run wide over the curbs, and that could have been a crash if that had gone over the other side onto the grass. But luckily it didn't, and we get that position into the last corner there, the last major corner. I don't know, I call it the last corner, but it's not really, is it? It's the last major stopping point. But anyway, heading into turn 1. Got Kana inside, but he backs out because we're just carrying that speed through turn 1 there. Running across the Astro on the outside, and now we have a chance of closing down the cars once again. I mean, it's not looking likely for points. I don't know whether I pause it in this race at all to just check what position I'm in, like I did in that first race. Or yeah, it was the first race, wasn't it? Yeah. Or I don't know whether I was pausing it for another reason, but I normally pause it just to see what position I'm in, especially if I'm fighting out through the field. I want to see how many points I could possibly taking from this event. So yeah, as we head through the chicane in the middle of the lap as well, carry the speed in, we could maybe get past a couple of these cars. I mean, it wasn't one of these cars. Oh, there's a big crash there. Somebody's lost their wheel. I didn't expect that. And some of the AI coming together there, and he's just lost his wheel. Pretty surprising there. I still don't know whether we're going to be high enough up the order here to get points. We'll see later on in this race here. We've only got a couple of corners to go really. We'll see whether we finish inside the points. I mean, if we do, that'd be really good stuff. But 20 cars, I think it is. I don't think we've overtaken 10 cars. I still don't think we'd have. But anyway, heading up to the final major braking point. I'll try not to call it the last turn, but inevitably I will some point in this video. But into that penultimate turn here, very late on the brakes, a little bit of contact. You can see what I mean about being aggressive. He just sort of kept his foot in by the looks of it and just drove into the gravel. But yeah, anyway, across the start finish line didn't really matter because we didn't actually score points in that race, guys. I think, was it, yeah, 14th we got in that race. We weren't really anywhere near points there as well. So let's just skip ahead. You can see the leader got the point for the fastest lap as well. And the championship is still quite close there. Only 5 points between the top two in the championship here. So let's skip ahead to the second race now. We're starting on pole for this one, so we did get a good time in qualifying in, and I'm looking forward to hopefully driving away at the front of the field here. But it is sunset once again, so obviously it'll be quite tricky to see some parts of the track where it'll be a bit darker on the track with the shadows. It could be a little bit harder to see the braking points and everything. But anyway, the lights are out and away we go. A lot of wheel spin this time though. We try and cover up on the inside with that mana coloured car, but we can't quite get past him there. can't get around the outside of him there. He's kept his footing. We've got someone right up behind us in third place there. We're not going to give him an inch because the AI don't give you an inch in this race series either. So we just kept our footing there and kept into second place now. But we're into the slipstream of the leader now. Can we get him into our favourite overtaking spot on the whole racetrack, into this hairpin here? Am I going to think about it? Yes, I'm thinking about it. He's left a gap, and well, I'm just going for that gap. I see that gap, I go for that gap, and I go into the lead of the race there, which is good. Obviously, my starts need to be worked on here, but I just don't know how to work on starts and get them right, if that makes any sense, because every single time I do a start in these cars, it seems to just be the same. I seem to just get a lot of wheel spin and get overtaken by a couple of people, but I'm sure there is a way to get good at starts on this game, but I haven't found that key yet to finding good starts in this game. But lead of this race here, that's the good point here. This could be 25 points, and you could say quite a likely chance at the championship, because the other guy that was in second place in the championship didn't score in that first race either. Or I think maybe he scored, but he didn't score that many points if he did score in that last race there. But it's close in the top of the championship, but then it looks like different cars qualify near the front of the grid every single race. So I wouldn't be surprised if we've pretty much wrapped up this championship actually. Oh, we're saying stuff a bit too early there, because that could have lost us a wheel if it had slightly glitched out there, hitting one of those barrier things on the inside of the corners. I don't know what it's technically, is it a barrier? I don't even know what they call it really. Is it like a cone? I don't know. You guys can let me know what they call those things. I'm sure somebody does know. I mean, it's not a cone, is it? It's just like a, I don't even know. So I'm just going to wait for you guys to leave it in the comment section. What are those things on the inside the corners like? Mostly like a black pole, I suppose, with like a red sort of stripe at the top. I don't know. You guys can tell me. I'm sure somebody will know. Anyway, halfway around through this second lap now, and we've got a good lead now, and really it's just about conserving this lead and bringing home the points for it. I mean, one thing I found out this game, which I found a bit weird, is why does the sprint race, which is 2 laps, give you the same amount of points as the feature race, which is 3 laps? I mean, surely you should get more points for winning the feature race, as it's sort of the longer race, the more challenging event. You know, that's what it's like in GP2, GP3 and other race series like that as well, which have reverse grid races which are different distances as well. The shorter race is the second race in GP2, for example, and it gives you less points. So even if you finish with a win in the second race, you don't score as many points as you would in the first race. Hopefully that makes sense. But anyway, you can see it's got quite foggy here, isn't it? The last lap of this race here. Not exactly sure why, but it seems to have got either just really cloudy, foggy. What do you class this as? I guess it is sort of fog, and it's came down here on the Oulton Park track on the last lap of this race here. Obviously this could be the last time we race on Oulton Park, because we'll move up hopefully to bigger cars like GP2 or Formula Renault 3.5 cars, and I just can't see them racing around Oulton Park. I think F3 cars or Formula 3 cars, however you want to say it, are probably the fastest cars that actually race round this track in real life, at least. Maybe in the game not, but we'll see. I mean, I know British Superbikes race around here, which are probably faster over a lap than a Formula 3 car. I don't know, maybe not, because obviously a motorbike's really fast in a straight line, but not that good around a corner, whereas a Formula 3 car's quite fast around a corner and maybe not as fast as a bike in a straight line. But whoa, wait a second. Second place? How's he suddenly caught up to the back of us here? I literally don't know, but I just saw in the mirrors there, he's just caught up to the back of us there. I didn't realise that he was so close to us there, and he's gained a lot of time in this last lap of the race here. But unless we make a big mistake in this file, so we've run wide, but we're not going to lose the position. We got to the start finish line to take the second win of this campaign so far. Pretty impressive stuff there. And looking forward now to a possible championship win. Will we lead in the championship going into that final event? 25 points there. The guy in second place did get the points for fastest lap though. He was incredibly fast, wasn't he, on those last couple of laps of the race there. And yeah, looking forward to that. I mean, we got that extra point obviously for pole position in the second race as well. So we'll see Oh, there's the championship standings. 30 points ahead of Ian Carrington in second place there. I mean, how many points can you get over a weekend? Is it 52? So, I mean, really, unless we have a terrible race here in Rockingham, we are looking at a really good result here in the championship and most likely a win. But anyway, we are here with the penultimate race of the season here at Donington. 2 laps of this track. A pretty terrible start there after starting in the 3rd position. Heading to turn 1, we got wet tyres on once again. Doesn't seem like much variety in the weather. Seems to be that the weather is programmed into the vent and you can't change it from year to year. So it's always going to be wet qualifying, wet race for the first wet sessions you'll see in this career mode, really. Especially if you go with Formula C at the start of your career, not something else. But anyway, we're trying to get past there, running side by side with this other car here. I've run him slightly out of road, as you probably would do in real life, but he's trying to look down the inside, but he can't do it, and I get the cut back there and I get back past the other guy, and now I'm into second place now, and this has got a good chance of maybe winning this sprint race. We haven't won a sprint race so far this year. I think we've done well in the feature races, but we haven't done so well in the sprint races, so this could be a good time to get those easier points, you could say. It's less laps to get more points, or less laps to get the same amount of points, but it works out, you get more points a lap, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't, but anyway, into the hairpin towards the end of the lap here. That's very tricky here because you're coming down here at quite a bit of speed. Looking at the brakes, as you saw a second there, is very, very easy to do. As we head up to the final corner here, making sure we don't make that same mistake. We're looking to the inside here. What? Oh, he's just left a gap. He's just left a gap and there's contact. What's he doing? I don't even know there, but there was contact. I went down the inside because there was a gap. I don't know why there was a gap, but he just left a massive gap, and I went down the inside, and then he just sort of steered into the corner, as is happening here as well, I think. Is it? I don't know, but it's weird when some of the AI just turn into you and it just causes a really weird effect. I don't know what the problem is with that, but that is something that definitely needs to be fixed because it is very, very frustrating. But fast through here, running a little bit wide there. Lap validated, not good, so that means we won't be getting the fastest lap in this first race of this last race of the season. Last round of the season, I should say. Or at least last round of this British Formula C season. And we make a slight mistake, they're going off the track, and then looks like the AI is trying to go around the outside of me once again. But look, I'm not going to let you go around the outside of me, I'm not going to do that, but I'll let you go down the inside of me, as that car did there, because yeah. Anyway, into the chicane here. This is very easy to get wrong, but I don't think we do this, so I think we get it about right. We carry a decent amount of speed through there, a little bit wide, missed the second apex. Now, into the hairpin at the end of the lap here. We're braking incredibly late, looking at the brakes. Oh, there's a bit of contact as he turned into that corner once again. I mean, I know he should turn into the corner, but it shouldn't happen every time, shouldn't it? I mean, if that happened in real life, you'd just jump out of the way, wouldn't you? Probably, if you're a decent driver. Probably, because you don't want to lose the points in the championship. Especially if you're that crazy person like me that lunges from just wherever. But anyway, there we are. There is the 25 points for the win there. Lunged it up the inside to get those points in the end there. Probably didn't deserve it, you could say, but I don't care because I now am officially the champion, because no one can overtake me now. You know, 25 points plus the one extra point for the guy in second place there. What was his name? Brian something? I don't think he's going to do that somehow. Even if, you know, even if he was within a chance. But we have won the championship now with one race to go. The pressure's on because we made that same mistake again in qualifying, where we just couldn't get a lap time in because we kept running off the track. Bit frustrating, but we got the championship, so it doesn't really matter. We might as well give you guys a nice interesting race now, mightn't we? There's a bit of contact into turn 1, but we get past a couple of cars here, and Donington's a track where you can overtake. There's quite a lot of overtaking opportunities, especially in the game. I mean, in real life you could say there's less, but in the game there's definitely places where you can overtake here. I was trying to go down the inside here, but that guy just didn't want to go on the track, did he? Just corner cut, and it's like, yep, that'll do me well. So that's weird to see, but he dropped back anyway, so it's alright. Oh, we make a slight mistake here because we, I think we got on the curb there, didn't we, a little bit, and put the throttle down. Just got a bit sideways, but we managed to catch it. We got a corner cutting penalty thingy, but luckily it doesn't slow you down and give you a time penalty or whatever like it does in F1. Luckily it just lets you go, but obviously if I kept getting those corner cut penalties, I'm sure I would actually get like a proper penalty, like a time penalty or a drive through or something, but luckily it doesn't slow you down or whatever when you go off the track in this game most of the time. Sometimes it does if you go quite far off the track, but most of the time it doesn't. But anyway, penultimate hairpin. Don't think we're going to get any overtakes done here because they're so, it's not so far in front of us, but they're a bit too far in front of us to go for one of those crazy lunges we did in the first race. But last corner, maybe we're thinking about it. We're definitely thinking about it, and I just locked up the brakes and hit the car in front there, and he just decided not to go into the corner whatsoever, so just a free position for us at the end there, so we just go past them. That wasn't too bad, was it? One of the easier overtakes we'll do in this career mode because he just moved out the way. I mean, I wasn't going to overtake him because I hit the back of him, but if you just leave the door wide open, then why not? But anyway, about just over 1 and 3/4 laps to go here, I suppose. And we've got a decent chance of getting points in this one. We've overtaken quite a lot of cars, so this could be a good chance at points. This could be the first time, I think. Yeah, I think it must be the first time in this career mode so far we've scored in both races. If we do, that is. But I think we're in the points. And it looks like a double overtake in the space of 2 turns. So it's the 2 turns, then we get 2 positions. And he tries to go around the outside of me there, but there's just no way. What is the point of trying to overtake me around the outside there? Because I can't steer it anymore, and he's just not going to get that position done. He's always going to go into the gravel, so just why not back out? Then I suppose AI will be AI, and they'll do whatever they want. But anyway, penultimate, not chicane, hairpin. Sometimes I get those mixed up. Luckily, I just about stopped myself there. Penultimate hairpin here. We're not close enough to get any overtakes done, but the car behind us, he lunges it up the inside, that orange car there, over the red car, and he's got the position. And now into the final hairpin here. We're not going to get past anyone here. Way too far back. But we have got a decent run through that final corner because we got a bit sideways, but somehow we got a good run off the corner, which I suppose isn't too bad. I mean, I'll take it. But anyway, last lap of the season so far, of this British Formula C season. Last lap of it, and now we have, you know, we've got points. We're currently in a points position here, but can we get more? Can we possibly grab a few more points here? I mean, it doesn't really make much of a difference here where we finish because really we won the championship already, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. But I want to make it interesting for you guys. I want to have overtakes and that sort of stuff, and if I just sit back here and just don't do anything, it's not fun for you guys to watch. Let's try and go for some overtakes here then, guys. Last lap of the race, last lap of this season, or this championship I should say, because there might be events after, hint hint. Anyway, going to begin the slipstream on this blue and white car now, down the back straight away, building up the speed. It's a pretty tricky place to overtake into this chicane here, so we don't bother trying there, but we should have a good run through here. Oh, he gets a better one than us actually, and we get a bit of wheel spin out the turn as we're heading up to the penultimate hairpin. Once again, he looks to the inside with a bit of locking up, and it looks like we're going to get the cutback here. We're accelerating earlier here, a bit sideways up to the final hairpin on the race, on the whole of this championship. Final hairpin. We're going around the outside here, and we're turning. Oh, there's contact. He's just barged us out of the way there. I suppose it's a bit of payback. I can understand it. We're not going to lose any positions out of it, but we did lose the chance to overtake one more person in this championship. But it doesn't matter because we are the champions. We got up to 8th place in that race there, which is really good. And then for some reason my recording cut out, which is a bit annoying. But you can see that that is the championship standings. I got 100 points exactly at the end of that championship. Nearly twice as many as Brian something in the championship after all, and then Ian Carrington, he only ever scored points in that first race. And you can see here they've got some events coming up in the future, but they won't be in this episode. An Atom Blast, the Super Cup event, which we'll be seeing later on in the series. Well, it's going to be in the next episode, isn't it? But anyway guys, thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the series. Hopefully you enjoyed the championship campaign, because we did win that championship, which is great. And I'll see you all soon for more championship action in Season 2. Goodbye.